The Wake Up Show.
Yo, we got Kanye West in the studio.
Because I want to get a cipher going.
Yeah, let's do it.
But I want to get a couple questions before I do that.
Man, y'all can ask me some more, ask me some bogus questions or some shit. Ask me questions that you feel like I wouldn't want to come back to the show after you ask that, because I love the challenge. Why don't y'all talk about why I ain't listen to hip hop in my house, or why I said I was pop?
Because we kind of can relate to that. I don't think.
I don't know if you want to open that door, man.
What? Which one? Why he doesn't listen to hip hop? We don't.
But I do. I listen to Q-Tip album.
Which one?
No. You just saying go throw whatever you want at him, man.
No. You know what? Me and him been through that.
Oh, you been through it?
Yeah. I'm just hanging out with the homie. He wanted to come on the show. But I do want to ask, you think of one for him, Tech. I do want to ask about Jay-Z, because Jay has proven to stand the test of time and could be considered the best in terms of his legacy and his career and what he's done, the best rapper alive. You know, I don't think nobody, I can't see too many people arguing that if you take everything into consideration, all that he's accomplished.
Well, the Vibe said that Eminem was the best rapper alive.
Who said that?
Vibe did some poll and said Eminem was the best rapper alive.
You know, it's arguable, but I wonder what Eminem would say. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if you look at everybody's career, maybe he may agree with Vibe. I don't know. I'm rocking with Jay right now. That's just my own personal opinion. But what is it that, y'all made Jock and Jay-Z, first of all, what is it that Run says in that sample?
Oh, he say, I see Jock and Jay-Z.
C, right?
Mm-hmm. But it sounded like Jay-Z. And I had that idea from the last album. I was like, man, I need to just make a beat, because that's just the illest sample. Because it just messes with people's heads. Psychologically, it's like, how could he have said Jock and Jay-Z 20 years ago?
Right.
Jay-Z was not out. So I just love stuff that just messes with people's heads when it happens. That, people are always just looking for the next exciting thing, like, oh, I'm gonna do a record with such and such. Like when I did Late Registration, it was all these awkward team ups, and then everybody else wanted an awkward team up and stuff. I'm gonna do a record with and just pick up somebody that just don't belong on no hip hop record in no way. But that was like the new thing, like psychologically. How did he say? But he said Jay-Z.
Okay. Yeah. What does Jay-Z need to do? Like, I know you guys started working on that on his forthcoming album. Stopped, right?
Yeah.
Because you started doing 808 and Heartbreaks, right?
No, I just did it in the inner meme and stuff. I finished his album, and now he's released 4 songs and stuff that were potentially gonna be on the album. So now I just gotta go back and do 4. I just did a beat in Hawaii 2 days ago. Probably one of the best hip hop beats of all time and stuff. If I do say so myself, I just did.
Okay.
So I just gotta do 3 more beats and we'll be done. Cause he got classics. He got songs that are better than any of the things that you've heard leaked from the Blueprint 3.
Like what?
Every Day a Star Is Born. He got this joint called Forever Young. It's like, you know what it was? It's like every year I do about 2 albums. And this year Common did his album with I could do 2 albums worth of really dope beats. And Common did his album with Pharrell. And I did 808s and Heartbreak and the Blueprint 3. And so just picture the type of beats that on the last 2 Common albums I did. Jay has those type of beats, that caliber of a beat. Like a beat like The People is the highest caliber of beat. I always want to tell people, JD had passed, a little bit before I did The People, and I did that to try to channel JD, the way I chopped it, the type of drums that I did for it. So I did that as an ode to his legacy, to try to do a beat that sounded just like him. And I got that from Steven Spielberg. Said it was a movie that Kubrick, a screenplay that Kubrick had, I think it's Artificial Intelligence. And when he shot it, he tried to channel the way Kubrick would have cut it up and didn't even do it like the way Steven Spielberg would have did it. And that was my thing when I went in. There's a few beats on that album, but mainly The People was an ode to JD.
Okay. All right. What does Jay-Z, I'm sorry. Come on, man. When you gonna see him again?
I don't know. Why are we asking so many Jay-Z questions?
Because Jay-Z about to come with another album.
Okay.
And I can turn any question about anyone else and make it be about me.
Okay.
So it don't matter. You can ask me about anything, and it will come back to me.
50
I have a
Cent.
problem
Let's talk
with that.
about 50.
All right, cool.
All right. Now, 50, you and him have had a public confrontation since y'all dropped I don't know if it's how real it is or if it's strategic, is it marketing, since y'all dropped albums out on the same day. And then when you did 808 and Heartbreaks, he said he felt like you were going to disappoint your fans.
It almost was taboo for you to make a love record. For him to make an entire love album, auto-tunes, 808s, and Heartbreaks, like, I can't wait to see what this does.
You guys are peers. You said that you respect his music. How does that make you feel as an artist when other artists attack what you do creatively?
I'm glad that people speak up on how they really feel, man, because a lot of people, they don't. Like I said, for me, it's like I don't be like dissing people's songs just because I wouldn't want to do anything to take food out of somebody else's mouth. So that's just if I'm with you, you know, and we ain't on the radio, then I'm just be like, man, I don't like this, I don't like that. But it's not, whenever I talk about people, it's not to hurt them, it's not to take any food out of their mouth. It's just my honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like 50, when he be saying things, it be like really true. Like when he breaks down people and stuff, it be like really, really true. So the thing is, if you give him any truth to break down and stuff like that, it is what it is. Like before he said, man, before I did Drive Slow, I was doing Late Registration. He's like, man, Kanye's a rapper. I don't know if I just buy all the way into his raps. I just feel like he puts words together really, really well. And I was like, man, you know what? That is true, man. I'm gonna need to step my rap game up a little bit and just have more of my heart in it and not make it so line driven. You know, it's like the Cannabis, Eminem, Rhyme Fest. Like that's where we come from. You know what I'm saying? The battle rappers. And it was about having these lines. Now, if you could use these lines and get your emotion across, then you reach another level of connection, and that's what Pac had. Now, Pac might not have as many lines as like Biggie, but he had that emotional connection. My idea behind what I'm trying to do with my music is to have the lines and the structure and the patterns of Eminem, the emotion of Pac, the club of Biggie and Jay-Z, all these combined, but then also add another layer of melody, because when you was a kid, you A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's the biggest pop song ever of all time and stuff like that. Shorties don't be thinking, man, I ain't gonna sing Farajaka because it's not rapped out or something like. So when I came in and did this album, it wasn't about it not being single or not being rap. It just had melody to it. Amazing is Can't Tell Me Nothing minus the rap parts in it. It's just that it's just all hooks and stuff. So at the end of the day, I feel like true gangsters would like this album more than any album I'd done before, because it was no level of me dropping labels and Gucci this and Louis that. It was about a real emotion, and that's what's gangster. Like, love is the most gangster thing possible because that affects the most gangster person. It's that love, it's that heart. You could shoot somebody, you could kill somebody, but if somebody can get to your heart, then it's no way to overcome that emotion, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tag, okay.
He's right, man.
Yeah.
He can turn anything about him coming back to
Yeah,
Kanye.
so
That was beautiful.
That was great.
He's a bastard.
What he said about the 50 disappointing my fans, and I kind of touched on it and gave you a whole bunch of spectrum.
A whole
to that,
bunch of different things.
Would 50 be as big if Pac didn't pass away, man?
Would anybody have been as big if Pac didn't pass away? You know, Pac left he was like such a loud voice, right, for hip hop, as for himself, but because he was hip hop, everything related to hip hop, and it's like now, you know, CNNs and everything, and they're just looking for the next void of this person that was so live, and it's just anybody that puts a headband on or something like that, they start to fill the void a bit, and then, you know, Ja Rule has a bit of Pac in him, and then M has a bit of Pac, Jay has a bit of Pac, 50 has a bit of Pac, but he opened the gates up like a store for people to come shop at, and then Pac was gone, and it's like, who gonna be the new designer for the store to give us this energy that Pac was giving us at all times?
Damn, that was a pretty good analogy, bro. That was
answer, man.
You've been doing a lot of thinking at home when you're not listening to rap, huh?
Man, I love thinking. I sit around and just think all day. Like, I was hooping the other day, and I was like, why do all rappers come at me and stuff? Because we was playing 21. I was like, oh, rappers come at me because I got 19. When you got 19 and you play 21, everybody rushes for you, and then you just got to come up with extra type of layups and stuff like that. So basically, I'm playing the game with 19.
That's another one, bro. We got to put together a book of Kanye's analogies.
I got a book called Thank You and You're Welcome. Thank you and You're Welcome.
Thank you and You're welcome. That's right. And a lot of
It's already
these type
done,
thoughts,
Sway. You said it. Bam.
You got to glow in the dark.
But I'm writing a new book called Feelings Are the Only Facts. It was a point at one time where the world was flat. That was a fact. How you feel about something is the only fact. You know what I'm saying? And as it goes to the emotional connection, the spiritual connection, because facts are only what people have taught you and what your mind is, but how you feel in your heart is the only thing that's true. So it's at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you can, like, if you do something to your girlfriend or something that hurts her in some way, you can give a long explanation, but the fact is the way she feels about it is the only thing that matters, even if it logically means that you should have or shouldn't have done it, you know, but, you know.
Wow, man.
Yo, you've done a lot of growing since the last time you've been up here.
Damn.